Hello, and welcome to Mr. V's breakdown of hacking in Cyberpunk 2077. We first got a look at hacking in the deep dive video released in August 2019, and as the release date is just around the corner, I thought it'd be a good idea to give a quick refresher course showing all you prospective hackers how you can optimally navigate the hacking minigame. Let's jump right on into it by watching the video, and then we'll hop into Excel to break down the best way to approach this hack. In this video, we see that hacking involves stringing 6 numbers together by picking a number from the first row, then picking a number from the column you selected your first number from, then repeating this row column pattern for 4 more numbers. From what I've seen, you have to complete the basic access string in order to successfully complete the hack. So the first thing you want to do when starting a hack is identify the basic access string and any other hacks that fully or partially overlap with that string. In this case, the basic access code is 1CBD, which you can see at the top here. This partially overlaps with the encrypted data from the ending of BD here into the start of encrypted data, and also overlaps with officer training and program prototype in that these both end with 1C, and so if you were to complete one of these, you could then immediately go into the basic access. Now, we can see this guy go through, but we'll finish this later. And for now, we'll hop into Excel to find the best string in this case. So the best string for you will depend on the types of side objectives or side hacks available and your playstyle. It is possible that some hacking side objectives may make combat easier, while others will give the player additional quest dialogue options later on. In this hack, the camera leg option may help a stealth player avoid detection and consequently not harm their reputation with the gang, while the encrypted data and program prototype objectives could give V leverage in a future confrontation. I don't know, this is all hypothesis, but you can imagine that these type of hacks could benefit or influence your ability to navigate the game. In general, I think it's best to assume that completing the longer and consequently more difficult strings will give players the most benefit. Now let's go on to strings here. Now the first thing I realized when analyzing this hack is that it's impossible to complete all the strings with only 6 inputs. So here you can see all the strings here, and I've kind of labeled them here. This is the basic, and then these are all your side objectives. And like I figured out the best optimal overlap, and the shortest string you would need to get all these together is 9. Consequently, hacking becomes an optimization problem in which you identify the strings with 6 inputs that include the most or the best or what you want out of your objectives. To do this, I recommend you look at the largest string. So in this case, this is program prototyping, and look to see how or if it overlaps with any of the smaller strings. In this example, it overlaps with officer. I put tracking, but I'm pretty sure it's tracing here with 2. And this is the most overlap out of any of the strings. And we can definitely use this to our advantage. However, before we jump into that, let's go over the deep dive video one more time to rate the hack, thinking about the length of the strings that the hacker used. So let's just go here again, back to the start. In this hack, the player does the following string: 1C, E9, BD, 55, 1C, BD. And this string completes the camera leg, so that's length 2. Next, he completes officer training, which is length 3. And then at the end, because you have to, the player completes the basic access. If we were to rate this, given the length of the strings he completed, it's 2 2s and a 3, so that'd be a rating of 7. And so you can see here in my Excel spreadsheet, I kind of came up with the string score based off of, how long are the strings are you including in your hack. With the longer the strings, the more points you're getting. Now looking at the list of strings with length 6, I just kind of generated this through permutations and looking how to do these. But generally, you can just follow the principle of looking for overlap between the two. Then it is possible to get a score of 9 by completing a 4-length string. So program prototyping with a 3-length string, in this case officer tracing, and of course the basic access string. Now, execution of that string, this 9-point string, in this order is actually impossible, since we would first have to start with the BD in the first row. Or no, we would have to start with the 1C in the first row, excuse me. But then there wouldn't be a BD in that column for us to continue the hack. However, unfortunately for us, we can complete this same combination of hacks by changing the order. And what I mean by that is we take this 1C and we move it kind of at the end. So we get rid of this because this is the first one, and we put the BD at the end. So these type of manipulations are the things you're going to want in your head as a future hacker. Be like, oh yeah, I can take this basic access string, and instead of putting it at the start here, I can put it at the end, because this one ends with the 1C, and that's what the basic access string starts with. So let's go over how this hack would work. This hack would work by us starting at the BD here, going down to the 55, and then over to the 1C, and this would complete officer tracing. Now, at this point, we would have already done 55 1C, so the first 2 of program prototyping would be done, and we would just have to do 2 more 1Cs. So we would go up to the second row 1C. If we were to go to this row, there wouldn't be another 1C for us to do. And so we can come over here then, get this 1C, complete program prototype, and come down to finish the basic access. I believe this is the optimal string as far as string combinations go, if you're valuing longer strings as like more points using the point structure I described before. And I really do think that the longer strings are going to give you more benefit in your gameplay. In either case, I hope this helped. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you thought this video was shit, please roast me down in the comment section down below. All feedback is appreciated. But thanks for watching, and have a good one.